Please close your voice. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejosena Badhitamastu Ma Vidvisavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Monalisha. Oh, Shumana has joined. Hello, Shumana. Thank you. Nice
Yes,
to meet
yes,
you
sir.
again.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, Shumana. Yes, I have followed you. Now I am requesting Farah. Please you introduce RPRIT.
Sure, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Farah Ahmed is our program coordinator.
Sir, please make me host, sir.
Oh, acha. Okay. Now you can share.
Okay, thank you, sir. RPRIT symbolic logo meaning. Rabindic psychotherapy, a transformative process designed for self-awakening in the treatment of psychological disorders and mental distress. It is developed by the esteemed president of our institute, Dr. Devdulal Datta Roy, based on his prolonged research and treatment cum counseling of his patients. Rabindic psychotherapy draws inspiration from the creations of the great Rabindranath Tagore. It revolves around the use of therapeutic postulates, which are fundamental assumptions from forming the basis of the theory. One key aspect of this psychotherapy is the avoidance of labeling. Instead, it encourages understanding others' consciousness. In Rabindic psychotherapy, consciousness is envisioned in three layers. The Murta layer, portrayed in gray, serves as a seat of attention, sensation, and perception. Moving to the Rag layer in the middle, we find the domain of feelings, emotions, memory, thinking, and their interconnected associations. This layer is vibrant and diverse, reflecting the colorful flows within consciousness. Finally, the innermost layer, portrayed in white, represents harmony with surrounding aesthetics and the path to creativity and innovation. This unique approach offers a profound understanding of the self and others. Rabindranath Psychotherapy of Research Institute Trust logo is a symbol representing the transformative power of self-awareness. Tamsoma Jyotika Maya means exploring the truth by removing the error, which is psychometric approach. RPRIT profile, Rabindranath Psychotherapy Research Institute Trust was established on 1st July 2018. RPRIT carries out research in academic field and to promote the study and dissemination of knowledge of Rabindranath psychotherapy. Research-based teaching is the philosophy of Rabindranath Psychotherapy Research Institute. The RPRIT created syllabus based on students' needs. RPRIT is functioning as pan-India. Indians from different parts of the country join RPRIT courses every year. Both internal and external faculties are teaching here. The trust has more than 500 students. RPRIT launches offline study center at Sri Ram Grand City, Grand 1 nearby Nagar rail station, Kolkata, and RPRIT has received its GST number also. The Academic Council of Rabindranath Psychotherapy Research Institute Trust plays an important role in academic activities and research. The council is comprised of chairman, secretary, and members having more than 10 years teaching and administrative experiences. General body members include Dr. Devdulal Datta Roy, Ms. Sudipta Majumdar, Dr. Rama Manna, Dr. Subrata Basak, Dr. Sitanshu Khatwa. Members are Dr. Devdulal Datta Roy, Dr. Rituparna Basak, Dr. Subina, Dr. Paritita Biswas, Dr. Sushmita Mukhopadhyay, Dr. Ishita Chatterjee. RPRIT key offerings, tailored design courses. RPRIT prioritizes students' need by offering customized design courses such as SPSS, R Studio, Systematic Literature Review, Music Therapy, Applied Psychometrics, and Qualitative Analysis. These courses are crafted based on students' feedback and requirements. Conference opportunities. Exceptional students are provided with the opportunity to showcase their research skills through conferences. Varsha Madhurika, a standout student from the 7th batch of the Applied Psychometrics Foundation program, presented a paper on reading writing motivation at a national seminar in March 2020. 2024. Similarly, Shri Lakshmi K from the Qualitative Research Methodology Program was selected to present at an international conference in April 2024 on the theme of humanity in Chandalika. Internship programs. RPRIT offers paid internship opportunities to recent postgraduates, focusing on conductive narrative literature reviews on the Rabindranath Value Questionnaire and assessing the test-retest reliability of Rabindranath values.
We can understand only to a certain extent.
Please mute your mic. This internship provides invaluable training in narrative literature review writing and enhances understanding of various psychological theories, aiding in preparation for competitive exams such as NET, SET, PET. Additionally, under the guidance of Dr. Devdulal Datta Roy, President of RPRIT, interns gains hands-on experience in data analysis. Clinical exposure through music therapy. Regional students are afforded the opportunity to interact with patients in a hospital setting through the music therapy course of RPRIT, supervised by experienced professionals. This interaction enables the students to compile anecdotal reports with support from RPRIT. Student coordinated roles. Participants of RPRIT certificate and training courses and those planning to pursue further academic or teaching opportunities are offered a student coordinator position by RPRIT. External faculty collaboration. RPRIT collaborates with experienced professor from renowned institution to enhance teaching quality and strengthen the institute vision. Career placement. But participants of RPRIT certificate and training courses and interns secure employment opportunities in diverse institutes. Free webinars. RPRIT hosts a multitude of free webinars covering topics ranging from qualitative versus quantitative research methods to other relevant subjects. Online resources. This institute provides access to online databases, research tools, and data analysis softwares like RStudio and Spaces, facilitating independent research to students. Questionnaire development. RPRIT actively engaged in questionnaire development due to its paramount importance in psychological research. Well-crafted questionnaires are essential tools for gathering accurate and relevant data, enabling researchers to delve deeper into various aspects of human behavior and cognition. Collaborative efforts with former students and external experts results in the creation of comprehensive questionnaires, including pro-environmental attitude, reading, writing, motivation, occupational interest test, Rabindranath Value Questionnaire, Rabindranath Value Preference, and job satisfaction. These instruments contribute to impactful research published in journals and remain a focal point in every applied psychometric batch, ensuring students are equipped with essential research skills. Academic achievement of RPRIT in 2023. Broad courses. In 2023, RPRIT has successfully completed a few skill development courses like Applied Psychometric Foundation course, Music Therapy, Qualitative Research Methodology. Short course. In 2023, RPRIT has offered some short courses like SPSS-based data analysis, R-script-based data analysis, systematic literature review. Collaboration. RPRIT writing book on statistics in collaboration with ABBS Bangalore and offered research internship to students of ABBS on test-retest reliability. RPRIT training manual and study material. RPRIT successfully completed training manual on research methods in psychology by Rohini Ghosh, Feb 2023. Introduction to music therapy by Urbi Datta, October 2023. Rabindranath path-oriented values by Manju Chauhan, December 2023. Rabindranath goal-oriented values by Angana Nandi, March 2024. Rabindranath path-oriented values by Varsha Madhulika, April 2024. We have also successfully completed some study materials like on Applied Psychometrics Foundation course by Dr. Rajshri Kapure, Dr. Rita, Dr. Sumana Datta, Dr. Naresh Babu, Dr. Devdulal Datta Roy, 2023. And Qualitative Research Methodology by Dr. Madhukar Gampala, Dr. Rita, Dr. Sumana Datta, Dr. Anurupa Kundu, 2023. Mental Health Infographic by Farah Ahmed, 2023. Statistical Infographic by Dr. Devdulal Datta Roy, 2023. These are the recent achievement of RPRIT. RPRIT now becomes registered vendor of Power Project for research and training. Please, it's a request. Please mute your mic. Thank you. RPRIT proudly extends a research internship opportunity to a government college, marking a significant milestone. This collaboration entails research on Rabindranath values derived from the profound melodies of Rabindranath Sangeet. Rupees 1 lakh grant to the college for research on Rabindranath Value Questionnaire. RPRIT successfully completes Memorandum of Understanding for launching six new subjects at Maharaja Manindra Chandra College, Kolkata. During this significant event, a workshop on Rabindranath psychotherapy was presented, highlighting the innovative approaches of the institute. The college teachers were highly cooperative and enriched the occasion by performing several Rabindranath Sangeet songs, creating a highly inspiring atmosphere. are the technical reports of students of Applied Psychometric Foundation course January 2023. These are the technical reports of students of Applied Psychometric Foundation course August 2023. These are the technical reports of students of SPSS October 2023. These are the technical reports of students of Qualitative Research Methodology course February 2024. These are the technical reports of students of SPSS March 2024. Newsletters regularly arranged for dissemination of knowledge about the academic activities and achievement of the institute. January 2023 newsletter. February 2023 newsletter. March, May, June, July, August. January 2024, February, March 2024. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Farah, for introducing our institute. I have seen many of our students and some are from outside. So I am requesting.
So 1 second, Sangeeta, can you please mute your mic? It's creating disturbance. Please. Sangeeta Paramanik. Thank you.
Okay. So today we will learn how to write the statistical information for publication in the journal. So initially, we will learn the common mistakes usually we do in writing the statistical information. After that, we will learn why statistical information is important for journal publication. Next. So this is the importance of statistics in journal publications. Why we will write down the statistical information? Many people are asking this type of question. That is, why do we write down all the statistical information? The first part is the objective evidence. Statistical analysis provides objective evidence supporting your research findings. That means your research findings is free from subjectivity. So you have to justify that whatever the results you have shown, that is objective in nature. Another thing is the peer review. Rigorous statistical methods are often a requirement for acceptance in reputable journals. The more analysis you have done based upon your data, more means not maximum number of tables. More means in-depth analysis. For example, you have shown the mean difference between two groups based upon the total score. then your function is to identify where the items of the questionnaire they differ maximally between the groups. So that is indicator of your in-depth analysis. Eliminates bias. Statistics help eliminate researcher bias, ensuring that conclusions are based on data rather than subjective opinions. Next is standardization. Use of standardized statistical techniques allows for consistent and repeatable results. Always keep in mind that when you submit the manuscript to the editor of the journal, the examiner or the editorial board, they will check whether you have reported all the information adequately or not. If not, that means your result may not be repeated by other people. Therefore, you have to write the statistical information in such a manner so that other researcher can repeat your design of research. Supports hypothesis. Statistics are used to test hypotheses, determining whether observed effects are likely due to chance. So this is very important. That means when you are making hypotheses, you are assuming that there are some independent variables and that have effect on the dependent variable. Whether other than your independent variables, other variables can play the role for the change in dependent variable or not. So this part is vital. Specifically for doctoral dissertation, we are examining always this point, that other than your independent variables, any other variable can cause the change in the dependent variable or not. That means when you want to write the hypothesis, you must be very much clear about the review of literature related to your study variables. Review of literature will give you understanding about the theories. Next part is the confidence levels. Confidence intervals, that is vital. When you are using SPSS, then you will get the confidence interval in your result. So confidence interval can provide you this information, that is where the actual parameter lies, and the p-values, that is the probability value. It facilitates decision making. For example, you want to make some policy decision. Then your research findings should have more statistical informations. And next, it can guide the future research. You can identify the areas where further research is needed, guiding future investigation. I am requesting all of you, please mute. Next is validity and reliability. When you use the statistical information, then the examiner can get idea that your results, your data collection, your findings, they are reliable and they are valid. Another important part is data interpretation. When I am examining the manuscript, most of the time I have observed that authors are not paying much attention to the central tendency and variability. But they have presented other results. Keep in mind that your results are based upon the central tendency and variability. So they are the baseline. So when you want to present the correlation matrix table, I am requesting you, please you give the mean and the standard deviation inside your correlation matrix table. If you give the statistical information, then generalization is possible. How? Because you are inferring the population based upon your sample data. Methodological transparency. Detailed statistical analysis allows other researchers to understand, replicate, and verify the results of a study. This transparency is critical for the credibility and reproducibility of scientific research. As I told you before, that is, similar research can be done by the other people. If not, then there is a gap in your presentation of the research methods. Standardization, the use of standardized statistical methods ensures consistency in how data is analyzed and interpreted across different studies, facilitating comparisons and meta-analysis. Meta-analysis is a technique for the systematic literature review. Evidence-based practice. Nowadays, you will find that everywhere people are talking about the evidence-based practice. In fields like medicine and psychology, statistics provide the evidence needed to make informed clinical and policy decisions. Statistical analysis helps determine the efficacy of treatments, intervention, and program. Policy and practical practice implications. Statistical findings can inform policy decisions, helping to allocate resources effectively and develop interventions. For example, recently we have done one research in Tata Power Haldia project. There we have identified the workers who are relatively more safety consciousness, who are moderately safety consciousness, and who are less safety consciousness based upon the psychometric data analysis. And finally, these data help the company to identify the workers to whom they will assign relatively high-risk job and relatively low-risk job. So when you present the statistical information, that will help in policy decision. Rigorous evaluation. Statistical analysis is a key criterion in the peer review process. Reviewers assess the appropriateness of the statistical methods used, the accuracy of the analysis, and the validity of the conclusions drawn. Next is credibility and acceptance. Well-conducted statistical analysis enhance the credibility of research findings and increase the likelihood of publication in reputable journals. You know that for the promotion or for your personal satisfaction, your specific interest is to publish some research paper in the peer-reviewed good journal. There are different journals for the psychology students. For example, psychological studies. This is a very good journal. And there are some other journals arranged by INSPA and APSPA. So they are also good journals. Another journal is JIAAP, Journal of the Indian Academy of Psychology, Indian Applied Psychology. So applied psychological issues are usually published in that journal. Next is ethical responsibility. accurate reporting, ethical research practices require accurate and honest reporting of statistical analysis. Misuse or misinterpretation of statistics can lead to false conclusions, potentially causing harm or misleading other researchers and the public. So this is the responsibility, ethical responsibility on the part of researcher. For example, in one research, I have seen very low and insignificant correlation between income and expenditure of the agricultural farmers. And then I identified that there are some outliers. And you know that correlation coefficient is easily affected by the outlier. So when I have removed those outliers from my model, then I observed significant and high correlation between the income and expenditure of agricultural farmers. So this is important. If you want to provide statistical information for publication in the journal, you must be very much careful about whether all the assumptions of statistical tools are met or not. Now, these are the common mistakes. Misinterpretation of statistical results, confusing correlation with causation, overstating the significance of results, especially when p-values are borderline significant. Most of the time, I have seen many research papers wherein the authors interpret the correlation as the cause and effect relationship. But correlation does not indicate any causation. Another thing that is the overstating the significance of results. I have seen many manuscripts where 0.06 or 0.07 authors are considering that they are significant. Usually, we consider 0.05 level or less than 0.05 for the significance. Lack of clarity and transparency. Failing to clearly describe the statistical methods used, not providing sufficient details about the sample, including size, selection criteria, and characteristics. This is also very common. People usually write that data were collected from this number of people, but their demographic characteristics are usually missing. Then what happens? It means whatever the results so that results cannot be generalized. So that is the serious issue. Improper use of statistical test. Using inappropriate statistical tests for the type of data or research question. Not checking assumption of the test, that is whether your test follows the normality, homogeneity of variance or not. Reporting issues, not reporting effect sizes alongside p-values, ignoring confidence intervals which provide much information about the precision of estimates. Presenting too many significant digits, making the data difficult to interpret. Data presentation problems. Using tables and figures that are not self-explanatory or are poorly labeled. This is not good. For example, I have seen many research papers wherein the labels for x-axis or y-axis that is missing. Overloading the reader with too many complex tables or graphs. Choosing inappropriate types of graphs or charts for the data. For example, pie chart for large data set. I have seen the age data when it is metric in nature. Then it is better to show age in terms of mean and standard deviation. Instead of writing that is 20 frequency 1, 25 frequency 2, 28 frequency 3, 29 frequency 1. Please you do not write in this manner, because this is the metric data. So you can use the mean and standard deviation. Inadequate discussion results. Failing to discuss the limitation of the study and the potential impact of the results. When you write the discussion part in your manuscript, it is your function to discuss the results rather than your research goal. In many manuscripts, I have seen the discussion starts with the research goal and the results are missing, but the results that should be discussed with respect to your own observation or with respect to the previous studies. And please try to highlight that how your results are contributing some new things in your domain. Ethical and reproducibility issues. Not providing enough detail to allow replication of the study. Selective reporting of results, that is only reporting significant results and ignoring non-significant ones. I have seen many research papers where the authors usually miss the non-significant relationship. Usually they report the significant results. Misuse of terminology. Misunderstanding or misusing statistical terminology. For example, using average. When you are writing mean and SD, then it is better to follow to interpret your data based upon the central tendency. Sometimes I have seen authors are using the rank data for the analysis of results, but authors interpret the data based upon mean and standard deviation. So that is the misuse of terminology. How you can avoid the mistake? Be precise, clearly define all statistical terms, measures and tests, specify the version of any statistical software used. Be transparent, include detailed description of the study design, data collection methods, and analytical procedures. Be consistent, use consistent units, scales, and terminology throughout the articles. Check assumptions, ensure that the data meets the assumptions required for the chosen statistical test. Keep in mind that each statistical tool is based upon certain theories, certain assumptions. So when you want to use any particular statistical tool, you must be clear about the assumptions underlying that statistical tool. For example, in case of the correlation, initially you have to check whether there is any outlier or not. If outlier is there, whether that outlier is genuine outlier or it is false, maybe due to typing error. And you have to report, that is, you have removed the genuine outlier for the testing of the model. Outlier is a major issue, particularly for correlation, ANOVA, MANOVA, etc. So the parametric test, they are easily affected by the outliers. If outliers are there, and there is a data skewness is there, it is better to use the non-parametric statistics instead of parametric and use the median and interquartile range for interpretation of your results. Use appropriate visuals. Choose the most suitable graphs or tables to present your data clearly and effectively. For example, you have the categorical data and you are presenting bar chart with error bar. I have seen this type of manuscript. I do not know how is it possible. Because the error bar is based upon the confidence interval. The metric data is required. When it is a categorical data, you can show the bar chart, but not the error bar. Acknowledge limitations. Discuss the limitations of your study and their potential impact on your findings. Check assumption. Ensure that the data meets the assumptions required for the chosen statistical test. Report fully. Always report confidence interval, effect sizes, and p-values. Discuss the implications of your findings within the context of existing research. Do not overgeneralize your research findings. You always report that these research findings for any generalization what are the things to be done. For example, increase in sample size, or more number of categorization for sampling. Now I am coming to the non-parametric statistics. Correct reporting of chi-squared statistics. Here keep in mind that when you present the chi-square, then after the chi-square, please you write down your DF value. For example, here you find 1, capital N equal to 200. 1 is the DF equal to 6.45, comma P equal to 0.011. Previously, when we do not have SPSS or do not have some statistical software, usually we write down P less than 0.01 or less than 0.05. But nowadays, APA has given importance on P value. So P equal to 0.011. Keep in mind, do not write down 0.011. Please you write 0 before the decimal. And if The p-value is 0.000. Please you write 1 after 0.00001 because 0.000 does not carry any meaning. So this is the style for writing the chi-square. And nowadays in SPSS, you will find the effect size. It is not the significance level, but effect size by the Cramer's V. In SPSS, you will get all those information. So please you write down in this manner when you do the chi-square test. Mann-Whitney U-test. Mann-Whitney U-test, that is the non-parametric counterpart to the t-test for independent sample. The usually authors are writing the Mann-Whitney test showed a significant difference. Please you do not write in this manner. You have to write the Mann-Whitney U-test showed a significant difference between groups. And Mann-Whitney U equal to 45.0, comma p-value. Similarly, Wilcoxian test. You have to write down the test statistics after that p-value. Particularly when you present the Wilcoxian sign rank test, you have to show the rank biserial correlation. The formula of rank biserial correlation is here. R equal to T1 minus T2 divided by N star N plus 1 by 2, where T1 is the sum of ranks for the positive differences and T2 is the sum of ranks for the negative differences, and N is the number of pairs. After that, you will get the rank biserial correlation. It is not the simple biserial correlation. It is rank biserial correlation. Kruskal-Wallis test. Usually when we cannot use ANOVA, that is analysis of variance, because data is skewed in nature, there we can use the Kruskal-Wallis test. And please you keep in mind that when you want to present the significant difference, it should be in ranks, not in mean and standard deviation. Most of the time, you will find that is the authors, they are presenting the data using mean and standard deviation. But this is not good because you are using the rank data. You have converted the metric data into ordinal data. Spearman rank order correlation. So rho equal to 0.58. Here I have written P less than 0.001, but you can write down P equal to 0.001. That is better. Now I am coming to the parametric statistics. Central tendency. This is vital In many papers I have seen, authors are presenting only the mean, but not the standard deviation. But please, you do not do it. You always report the mean and the standard deviation. And if you find that is your data is skewed in nature, then it is better to use the median and the IQR. IQR means interquartile range. Variability, usually we are presenting variability based upon the standard deviation. So that you can do. And in case of the median, you have to write down the interquartile range, and the range and 95 confidence intervals provide additional context. Mean differences. The treatment group mean score, it is arbitrary, some data is there, was significantly higher than the control group's mean score with a mean difference of 5.4. Usually, we are writing only the mean score, but we are not writing the mean difference. So please, now you have to write down the mean difference. And this difference was statistically significant, T in bracket 198. So this 198 means it is the DF, degrees of freedom. So maybe 200 data is there. So n minus 2 is that 198 equal to 5.67, P less than 0.001, and represented a moderate effect size Cohen's D equal to 0.54. Usually we do not write down the moderate effect size or the Cohen's D, but when you are reporting that you are using SPSS, then examiner can expect that you have to write down the Cohen's D. In case of the correlation, again you have to show the DF value. So R, after that there will be the DF value, then equal to whatever the correlation coefficient, comma, P less than or P equal to whatever the values are there. Now, here you have seen that the correlation is positive and the class interval, sorry, the confidence interval, that is also shown. Nowadays, this is the style, 95% confidence interval, 0.55 to 0.75. So this parameter 0.65 remains within this range. If it is very high, the range is high, that means the variability is high. So this is also important part. Again, you have to show the probability value. And keep in mind that this is the regression, that is y equal to a plus bx. A means intercept and b is the coefficient, x is the score. So when you want to present the regression results, then you will show both the correlation as well as the regression. Tips of effective report writing: ensure clarity, present correlation data in a straightforward manner, avoiding overly complex language. Provide context, explain the practical implications of the correlation in your specific field or study. Use visuals, supplement textual explanations with scatter plot or other visual representation. This is vital. We are teaching our students SPSS and they are learning how to plot the relationship between the two variables and how to draw the regression line and how to identify the location of different scores and how to interpret the locations. So all those issues are vital when you want to show the regression. Regression is a statistical method used in finance, investing, and other disciplines that attempts to determine the strength and character of the relationship between one dependent variable and a series of other variables known as independent variables. And you will get the unstandardized coefficient as well as the beta coefficient. That is the standardized coefficient. You have to report all of them. For example, here A equal to 2.50, A means intercept. Bx1, B is the coefficient of x1, that is 0.75, and x2's coefficient minus 0.40. So x1 means hours of therapy, x2 means social support. The intercept is 2.50 with a standard error of 0.30. Everything is available nowadays in SPSS and is statistically significant. This suggests that when both hours of therapy and social support are 0, the baseline mental health score is 2.50 because A is 2.50. So this is the assumption. Usually, I have seen many research papers, they are not interpreting the intercept, but this is not good. Please you interpret the intercept. Hours of therapy the coefficient for hours of therapy per week 0.75, indicating that for each additional hour of therapy per week, the mental health score increases by 0.75 units. Okay. Holding social support constant. This effect is statistically significant. T equal to 7.50, suggesting a strong positive relationship between therapy hours and mental health improvement. So in this manner, I have presented to you, that is why statistical information you will write down in your research manuscript, and what are the assumptions and what are the mistakes usually we observed when we are examining the manuscript for journal publication. You know that I am in editorial board of few journals, and I have rejected many manuscripts. Sometimes I cannot understand, that is why authors fail to report the adequate statistical information. Therefore, I am deciding that it is better to arrange one webinar to give or to make people aware about writing the statistical information for journal publication. So dear trainees or dear students, if you have any question, now you can ask.
Sir, in regression, BX1 means?
B is the coefficient. X1 is the score. X is the score. Here 1 means the first individual. Okay, so I am indicating X1, hours of therapy. X2 is another variable. X1 is another variable. Two variables are there, X1 and X2. X1 is positively correlated, but X2 is negatively correlated. X1 is hours of therapy, X2 is social support. So when you find that is the hours of therapy and the social support, both will be 0 in the mental health score, because A represents the mental health score. The baseline mental health score is 2.50.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I am from botany background and I have prepared a paper on seed morphology. There I have used the statistics of standard error to measure the size of the seeds and fruits.
Okay.
So is it relevant, sir? Is it okay?
Standard error of mean. I think that you have done, right? Standard error of mean.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is okay. If you collect the large number of data, then you can do this.
I have taken 6 species and then the seed size of these different species I have collected. I have recorded and then I have taken out the standard error of mean. Is it okay?
6 species.
6,
so
yes.
sample size is very small. It does not carry much meaning.
But then the seeds I have collected for per species, I have collected more than like 100 seeds.
Oh, acha, acha.
Yes.
Oh, your design is different. Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, then you can do, because if your number of observations are more, then you
Yes,
can
sir.
use the standard error of mean. If
Yes,
your
sir.
number of observations are less, it is
Yes.
better not to use the standard error of mean.
So in that case, what should I use if the sample size is small?
Then you can use the median value.
Median. Yes.
Yeah.
And what else I can incorporate, sir, in this seed morphology, fruit and seed morphology paper?
Actually, I am not expert in your subject. I have my expertise in psychology. I
Yes,
am
sir.
not very much expert in your subject. But
Okay, sir.
whatever my knowledge, that is, if your sample size or your observation is more, then you can use the standard error of mean, because that will indicate that is to what extent it is deviated from the normal distribution. So normal distribution requires more number of observations
Yes,
and
sir.
with specific type of sampling, that is the random sampling. Whether you have
Yes,
followed the random sampling.
yes, random sampling. Yes, sir.
So if your observation, number of observations are more, then you can use the standard error of mean.
If the sample size is small, then I should be going for a median.
Median.
And sir, what are the free and open software which will enhance my paper? Would you like to share some tools?
You can use the Art Studio.
Yes.
And in our institute, we are teaching the students about how to analyze the art using.
Sir, please spell the spelling.
একটু পরে কথা বলবো, ক্লাস চলছে। আচ্ছা।
Art Studio, right?
Yeah, Art Studio.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. Shashwati here.
Yes.
So, sir, since you were talking about small sample size and large sample size, if you can clarify for all of us, what would be considered as small and large?
Usually, we are considering large means more than 30. And another assumption is that the data should follow the normal distribution. If your sample size is 30, or if your sample size is 100 or 200, whatever the things are there, but the sample distribution does not follow the normal distribution, then you must be very much careful for interpreting your data.
Thank you, sir. Would you recommend that once we have collected data, let us say it is above 30 or 100, and it is not falling under the normal distribution curve, will you recommend collecting more data in order
Not
to
more data,
accommodate?
you have to follow, that is, your data may be the biased data.
So random
you
sampling.
you have to, yeah, because you have not collected data properly.
Right.
So here is one example. Once upon a time, I have done research on self-efficacy of agricultural farmers. I published the research paper. I developed the model about how to prevention of suicide among agricultural farmers. So during that period, I collected large number of data. And I have noted the reliability is very poor, because our data are biased. Why? Because in Bengal, most of the agricultural farmers, they are using chemicals for farming their land. Okay, so finally I collected the data from Sundarban, mangrove area, and from those agricultural farmers who are not using the chemicals in their farming land. That indicates that is these farmers are more self-efficacious. And after that, I have tested the reliability. Previously, my reliability coefficient was 0.4, but now it becomes more than 0.8. Okay. That
Yes.
means your sample should represent your population. You have to define your population properly. And be careful about sampling. To you, maybe one object, one seed is sample, but that may not be true. That may not be the sample for your population. So you have to define your population properly using some criteria.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question.
Yes.
In psychometric tests, if we see that the reliability coefficient, Cronbach alpha, is more than 0.9, as in it has very high reliability. Does that say
Yeah.
anything about the psychometric test?
If it is 0.9, that
Right.
indicates that is the internal consistency among all the items are very high. So, yeah, that is a test. But keep in mind that there is a high chance for multicollinearity.
High
So
chance for?
it is multicollinearity. So if there is multicollinearity, it is better to use the factor analysis to reduce the item redundancy. If multicollinearity high, that indicates item redundancy is high.
Right. So then it is recommended to go for factor analysis so as to
Yeah.
reduce multicollinearity among the items, inter-item correlation basically. And so hence the test must go for another round of revision.
Yeah, definitely, because suppose you have one questionnaire that includes 100 items, and you will find the alpha value is 0.95. That indicates the correlation coefficient among all the items are very high. So there is a high chance for the redundancy. So one item is sufficient to mean the other item content. So that possibility is there. Therefore, it is better to use the factor analysis. And then you can find out maybe 2 or 3 factors. After that, you can explain your whatever your data or result.
Right. And hence, sir, can we then say a psychometric test which has an alpha coefficient between 0.7 to 0.8 would be an ideal psychometric assessment?
Yeah, 0.7, 0.8, that is okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And keep in mind that is when the alpha value is low, that indicates maybe your sample from whom you have collected the data. Maybe the sample is not adequately aware of your item content. Okay.
Right. Sir, can you give an example, please?
Yeah, for example, when I collected data from the agricultural farmers, so there are different type of farmers. Some farmers have own farming land and some farmers are sharecroppers. Now, usually the owner of the farming land, they are not aware about how to cultivate the land because it is the function of the sharecroppers. Okay, so my plan is to collect the data from agricultural farmers. So I collected data from the people who have the own farming land. And then I have noted that it's a low correlation because they are not expert in farming. And after that, I collected data from the sharecropper and they know how to farm the land. So be careful. That is, when you want to do the research, you must be very much careful about your sampling, your population.
Thank you, sir.
Usually we collect data and we use the alpha. And then we are thinking, okay, this alpha is very good, so I can explain. But be careful. That is
It is a
whether
very
your
common
sample is
misconception.
correct or not.
Thank you, sir. It is actually a very common misconception. People think, or like the judgment is that very high contact alpha, like 0.9, so it must be very good. But that is not the case. So hence, I just wanted to also clarify. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shashwati, for your interest in psychometric. You are doing a lot of the things that I know. That is good.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yes, Shiv Kumar, please.
Yeah, it's very nice presentation, sir. And I just would like to know that that as a research, when students are doing research, generally in your whatever your presentation, what I think is, so you take the example of parametric test or non-parametric test. So it is better to take the research paper and give an insight of statistical analysis of the table, and whatever your concept you are using, that will be more given more insights. For example, table statistical analysis, sample collections. So each test we can better discuss simple research paper. It may be lengthy, but still it give more insight, like how to use appropriate statistical technique and also analysis of the table p-value. So giving the examples, research paper examples, that will be more good, sir. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shiv Kumar.
Sir,
And
good morning, sir.
good morning, Amit. How are you?
Sir, fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Very good.
Sir, what is the meaning of effect sizes, sir? Actually, I did not understand that. Effect sizes.
Yeah, the effect size means there is some relationship between one independent variable's effect on the dependent variable. So the effect size indicates that is to what extent the independent variable has the effect on the dependent variable. So the size of effect, whether it is very high or it is low.
So how it is represented, sir, in stats means how we have to represent the. Actually, in one of my research paper, when I submitted in a journal, Anatomical Sciences Education, so one of the query from the reviewer was that you have not reported effect sizes. So what is, how to represent that, sir?
By using the Cohen's d, I have told now, Cohen's d.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay.
Cohen's d, that will give you the effect size.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hello, Priya. How are you? Okay, and now I am requesting all the participants to introduce yourself. After that, we'll close the program. Shangita Pramani, please do introduce yourself. Shangita Pramani, are you here? SMB, who is SMB? Mitali Bodua. Shashwati, you are here, so please do introduce yourself.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thank you, sir, for the kind invitation. My name is Shashwati. I am an industrial psychologist and an organizational behavior expert. I specialize in psychometrics, and I am a psychometrician as well. Currently, I have a company of my own where we do work in sustainability and in talent management and organizational behavior. We work with a lot of data, which pertains to environmental data, social data, and governance data, mostly into social and governance data. And we are a niche consulting firm. So the kind of work that I do specifically is help organizations determine some of the best methodologies they can take to enhance a specific behavior related problem or issue within an organization. This behavior can be a behavior of an individual or of a group. It can be towards a certain task or towards a certain overall behavior that the company needs to showcase. Yeah,
Wow.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Very good, very good. Okay, Amit, now you introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Amit Tirupure. I am Associate Professor in the Department of Anatomy at IIMS Raipur. My association with this RPRIT came when I started or joined the course for the applied psychometrics, because one of my paper I was interested in this, so I completed in 2022 that applied psychometric course. So from there, I have association with this. And it is always very enlightening to hear to Devdulal Roy sir. So that's why I have joined this. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amit. Whether you are benefited for this presentation today?
Yes, sir, very much, sir. Because even if we know, sir, we have to attend like this, because it just reinforces your knowledge or refreshes your knowledge. And lot of new information how to represent the things you have given, sir. So that's why I asked about that effect sizes also, how to represent. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Shumana? Shumana
Very
Shaha?
good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Very good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon.
Sir, this is a very good seminar and very timely seminar to me, seems to me now. It's a very refreshing. I have already learned so many things from you and your organization. I'm working in College of Nursing, Archicor Medical College and Hospital, and also a student of RPRIT. The new thing is like writing the exact p-value. Previously, we used to write the p less than 0.05, but nowadays many of the papers are journals are suggesting for writing the exact p-value, and that is also recommended by you, and that is very good, very new to me.
Okay,
And
thank you, Shumana.
thank you for your always your updated, your informations are so many updated always, and that is very helpful for me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Is there anyone who wants to introduce herself or himself?
Sir,
Hello,
excuse
sir.
me.
Yes, Mitali.
Sir, actually, my network problem was there. I was speaking to you, but you could not hear. Sir, what is it?
Yeah, I'm telling that is, please you introduce yourself.
Okay, I am working as a lecturer in Government Banikanta B.Ed College.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do you get this information that we are organizing this type of webinar?
Through this WhatsApp group, sir. I have once given a national a paper in a national seminar, and in that WhatsApp group, this message was there. A link also I have got in that WhatsApp group itself.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And whether today's lecture is beneficial for you?
Yes, sir. It is very beneficial. I was actually looking for a webinar on this statistical interventions of our paper to improvise the paper, actually.
Okay, okay. Any other left?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Shiv Kumar,
Hello.
please.
Yes, sir.
Shiv Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, myself, Shivkumar Pam. I am guest faculty at Bangalore University, and I came to know about Rabindra Academy when I was in that one. I took the seminar in Kerala Medical College in Corona time. There, I think sir was given one guest lecture. After that, I kept in mind that the lecture was very nice and impressed me. But I kept in mind that one day I will take training, particularly psychometrics. That I kept in mind, and it was not possible due to many reasons. Later on, I keep exploring. Then I finally joined for advanced psychometrics. Right now, I thought it is the right destination. I joined. So my area of interest were present situation like applied psychology, particularly cyber psychology, and this one like cyber psychology. That is very important areas. So I'm also teaching the students this health psychology also, another area of interest, and artificial intelligence. So these are my areas of interest, and I am really happy that today class was also very giving good insight, because there is a lack of giving insight in statistics is concerned, lack of understanding. This is giving a good insight for us. So thank you so much, sir, once again, and thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mitali, it is Art Studio. Art Studio. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Studio. Yes, iPhone.
Sir, myself Madhuri Nandi.
Okay.
From now, I am at present working as a senior lecturer at Government College of Nursing, Murshidabad Medical College.
Wow.
It is a pleasure to hear you, sir, from after a long period of time. I have attended the class art studio for 3 months courses, and since then I am the student of yours and this group. And it is every time when we are experiencing these types of webinar, it is always helpful for us that we are the beginner PhD students, and it is a very the webinar are always inspired us to do more work and more studies, because in our settings and the transfer and all, we are always in an unstable condition. So whenever we are attending these types of webinar, we think that now we have to study more and more and more for whatever the situation we are going through. So this is and the Sunday, it is a very helpful for us in the Sunday, these types of webinar in the morning, I think, and I am looking for these types of webinar in future, sir. Thank you all. Thank you, the team, and thank you once again, sir.
Okay, thank you, everybody. So if you have some interest in other topic, please you share your topic to our program coordinator, Farah Ahmed is here. you can share your topic to Farah Ahmed, then we'll organize the program. Farah, do you want to say something?
No, sir. I want to thanks to all the participants for joining this webinar and giving us constructive feedbacks. And that's all, sir. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us on Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, Farah, you give your email so that people can understand.
Yes, sir. They can contact me on WhatsApp, sir. They all have my number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shongita Pramanik has written something just now. I think she has some problem.
Sir, she wanted to give you the feedback, but I think she is facing some network issue.
Okay, okay. Priya Bharma is here. Priya Bharma is our student, and she conducted some classes also. Dalia Das is also our student. And now I am requesting Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa, please start the concluding prayer.
Okay. Please close your hands. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnascha Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Santi Santi Santi. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. My best wishes to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.